In a world of marketing, that sounded dark. Let's say you have an idea and you want to publish it, whether it's like a social media post, whether it's some video to publish on YouTube, a blog post, etc. Once you have created that piece of content, it's not as easy as just pressing a button and everything just publishes itself and everyone enjoys the content. No. But what if I told you that because of AI, you can now have that button that you press and it does everything for you? Well, almost. I'm gonna go over 5 AI tools that I use daily that have saved me hours of time. And I'm gonna explain how to use them efficiently so you get that publish button. So the first one on my list is quite unique. It's called Simplified. I would call it Canva on steroids, to be honest, because you can do so much more with it. But for this, it's not about those fancy tools that pretty much every software has at this point. It's actually more about their schedule. So if you go into their main menu, and at the top you have 4 tools. 5, I can't count. The first one is social media. That's what you press and you get to this window here, and it does look familiar if you've used tools like Hootsuite or like Later, and I've used Metricool as well. However, the difference for this one is that you can post videos, and specifically TikToks, Reels, and even Shorts from this. This is something Canva does not allow whatsoever, but that's not all. So I've added those 3 accounts that I mainly use. The first one is YouTube, second one is Instagram, third one is TikTok, and all those 3 are mainly to post actual videos. And by the way, this is completely free, you don't have to pay for it. But it doesn't end there. If you go to the top right and click new post, and you have something to write here, and here I have the uploaded video. However, the problem is that now I have to write some description, I have to find some hashtags, and the cool part is that Simplified can do it for you. If you press on the second button from the left, it's called AI Assistant. It opens up this sidebar, and here you have a lot of AI writing tools which can help you post. And my favorite one, to be honest, is this express your feelings. And here you simply put how are you feeling today, but you can expand it. So let's say there is a trend like the green grass, the dance, and you put here curious about this trend, and you click generate, and here you got a description that is emotionally triggering, like you have in here, I'm curious about this trend. Like if I see this on TikTok, I'm really curious to just watch it. Or what is the story behind this trend? And since my video is about GPT, I typed in surprised about GPT and I got those 3. I'm so surprised about ChatGPT. I never expected this to happen. And you can like edit them or like mix them together in here. And once you have something that you like, you just simply take it and you copy paste it, and here you have the description. Or if you still want like a boring sales one, you just go down and here YouTube video titles, which would fit nicely. You simply put what is this video about? I'm gonna say ChatGPT can provide links, and you can press advanced options. You can choose more results so you don't actually click it every time. I would go for something imaginative, and let's click generate. And here I actually like this one. ChatGPT, how to get links from a reliable source. So this could be like a boring selling one. If you don't want to go for the emotions, let's keep it here. And that brings us to hashtags. And from my own experience, this particular one is always paid in all software. Here you simply tell what is your social post about, and I put this video is about how ChatGPT can generate links that can be used in research papers. Here at the bottom, you now have the hash. Looking through them, you want to choose the one that has 3. So let's go for this one, ChatGPT references research papers. Okay, and now we are done with our post, and you can also change it depending on how it looks on a specific platform, and you can preview it, but those are basic features, and you just select the publication time when you want to post. But that is not everything that Simplified can do. There are 2 more features I'm gonna quickly run through. If you go to the top and you click on design right here, and you click the first button that comes up, generate with AI, you actually get quite a few options here. First is text to image, but that's common. Second is AI presentation. So the way you have it here is you just type in a topic. Let's say ChatGPT will take away your job, and you click generate. And I got myself 7 slides for this one. I would choose text, pop it up a bit so it's more visible, change the color. And the design is actually kind of intuitive because it looks like Canva just from the different side. And if you don't like an image, you can simply press replace, and you get stock photos in here. And that is not everything that AI has to offer. You have social media quotes here as well. I would choose maybe Instagram story. Let's say you have a theme page about how to stop procrastinating, maybe have a theme page on productivity. And here you have the quote. And the reason I chose Instagram story is because if you animate it in here, you click get started, and they have a lot of presets on how to animate it. A video editor pops up, and it's a bit more advanced than Canva. You have a timeline which you can drag, put specific items in a specific place. So let's say shift, I'll choose my other layers, so I add special animations to all of them. Okay, and here you have a quote that appears, it's animated, and you can post it on TikTok. So yeah, not only this tool saves you time on publishing because you don't have to write the description, the hashtags, but it also lets you generate quickly with this AI things, something that is kind of impressive considering that you only click a few buttons and you can quickly post it if you tweak it a bit. However, if you're looking into more advanced video options, there's actually a tool that has released major update recently, and that brings me to the product number 2, which is Runway, and specifically their newest Gen 1 that is now available in a beta version for everyone. One of the major constraints that companies, freelancers, and just marketers generally have when they're making videos or editing them is either they don't have the equipment or they don't have the skills. And the next thing you know, you're outcompeted by those Pepsi ads or like insane Coca-Cola ads where they have drones flying, shooting everything is staged up, perfect colors, perfect cameras. So this is when Runway comes in. If you have been following the news, you know that this is a company behind major AI tools, and specifically the Gen 1, which lets you turn any image, video clip, or text prompt into a compelling piece of film. And some of the projects I found on Twitter are super impressive, like this movie that was pretty much created in a bedroom with a lot of visual effects, a lot of transitions. Everything looks like he put a lot of editing into Adobe effects, which is basically not true, which he was doing basic actions on camera, making it dramatic. Or the shot of a shot, which was shot on iPhone. So this is a dancing shot, something that you can post on TikTok. So let's try it out ourselves. So once you create an account, you are getting into this menu right here, and the Gen 1 is pretty much the first thing you see, and they give out 400 free credits, which is equivalent to 37 free seconds. And here is the first step where you upload the image. And I actually have some shots already. Those were for a perfume ad that is obviously fake. However, I wanted to test the limits of how far Runway can go. I'm gonna add a few more, which we are gonna later combine into a single video that is gonna be like animated, cropped properly so that it's good to be posted on social media. So let's give it a try. Let's choose another shot that I have, and this is just gonna be a tree that I shot. Let's put it in here, wait for it to be uploaded. Again, only the first 5 seconds of the video will be allowed to be uploaded. So once you have your video uploaded, you have 3 options to make a style for it on the right. The first one, you can either upload an image, and this can be like a pattern or some abstract painting, minimalist, or even like lava or cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is actually very popular. Or you can go into presets, and last is the prompt, and here you type watercolor, desert, bamboo tree. I'm not even sure if that's bamboo, but let's give it a try. Of sand and wind in the background, and let's see what we get. And I got the final result. I just wanted to show how much different it is. This is again the original shot that is shot on a super cheap phone. Everything is looking really bad, and this is what we got. Obviously it looks insanely cinematic. I'm gonna repeat it for a few more shots, and let's see the final result. Okay, and now I have the final result, and I decided to take all the clips and put them in Runway, because Runway initially is a video editor. And here's how my timeline looks like. Obviously it's not the perfect video, but here it is. I'm gonna play it now on the screen. Obviously that wasn't the perfect video you can do. It just depends on your creativity. And I have low IQ, so that's the problem. Alright, so now that you know how to publish posts, maybe make a few AI presentations, a few AI images, but what to do if you're working like for a big company or you have a high scale company, you have to do a lot of these and they take time, and this is when Adcreative.ai comes in. To simply put, they let you add creatives in a matter of seconds. You can generate the headlines with AI, you can generate text with AI, and the same for the images. They have a stock image search as part of the app, so let me show you. Alright, so the first thing that you have is creating a brand, and in here you just input what your brand is. It's super quick, very simple. I'm just gonna skip this part. Alright, and once you have created the brand, you're gonna appear in this project list page. Let's go for the most common, which is the post size. You type your product description. My brand, for example, it lets customers generate an image, and then we order a t-shirt with the image on it. Target audience, something super simple. It doesn't have to be very detailed. Is that love art? Save and continue. Okay, and here comes the good part. So in here, you can finally put some text that you want the ad creatives to have. Since we want to fully automate this step and we are completely lazy, let's go into the text AI button and press whatever language you want to have. And on the second AI try, I got something that I like. Let's move on into the images. So here you have an option of having one image or having more images, meaning posts. I don't recommend using a single image because it's boring. Go a bit down and here you generate with several background images. And instead of actually uploading your own if you don't have, you can search their database and I bet they take it from something like Pexels or Pixabay. Okay, and here I have 4 of my own that I took from Midjourney or from Stable Diffusion and 3 that I found just through the search engine. Alright, and now we are moving into creating a post. Click the button and in just a few seconds I got hundreds of designs. We are talking probably thousands because as I keep scrolling, they keep getting generated. But the problem you see here, for example, if we pick this one, design your dream tee is barely visible. My brand colors don't fit as much. So what you can do is you can click edit the post and then you can either change the text in here for that specific post or you can alter the colors. This is not the color of my actual brand. It would be somewhere around here, dark blue, save and render. And now the text is changed and you can do the same for the bulk. There is an option up top, edit all, but you have to choose the ones that you like. And another problem you see is that we only have one image as a showcase, but we uploaded 7, so to speak. So where are they? And it's actually pretty easy to find. For example, you like this particular one, you can go into download options and here you have an option bulk download. And it means it generates this specific brand template for all those 7 images that we have uploaded earlier. If I preview them all, you're gonna see, I'm not even sure what's that first one. You're gonna see that now I have this one, which was the original, and all the rest, but they all have the exact same template to them. But if you want to use different designs for different pictures, you could choose that single image option instead of the bulk image option we talked about, and you would just choose here download and download this one only. But it doesn't stop here. You can actually convert it into other designs right here from the spot. Let's say we want to convert it into story. And here I have the exact same picture, but now it's for stories. And again, we are talking about a few seconds of generation speed. And that is pretty much the juice of this Adcreative. They do have other features like social creatives, which is pretty much the exact same thing we did, but it's more specific to just social media platforms. They have text projects where you can generate like sales text, you know, you can choose a tone, friendly, luxury, blah, blah, blah. But again, ChatGPT does that. But the last feature they have, and I actually really like it, is the Creative Insights Pro. And this is basically analytics under a single pane of glass. So you can connect Meta ads, Google ads, and have them all in here. And it gives you those detailed metrics like your CTR score, what you can improve, what are your winners. You can choose the winner that is performing the best on a specific platform. Overall, really good considering that everything is just all in one platform. And this particular app has a lot of potential. Alright, so by now you know how to automate and simplify pretty much the most complicated tasks when it comes to marketing, which is creating videos, editing videos, and actually fully automating publishing so you don't have to click it, do it yourself, and so on. But the problem is you have to edit them. And editing software, even though they become easier to use, they're still super complicated. So that brings me to the tool called Wisecut. It's apparently an automatic video editing software that leverages AI and voice recognition to edit the videos for you. So I wanted to test its limit, and I took this Joe Rogan podcast because in his podcast there's a lot of pauses that can be removed, like for example this one.
The suck when it's...
And those things that can be edited. Okay, and this is how the editing interface looks like. On top, you have the storyboard, which pretty much divides the parts of the video into scenes that can be played once you press on them. So I woke up today because it starts playing from exactly that point, and so on. And as you play it, you have a bunch of tools here. This trims the video. As you move it, drag it along, you can see the parts that actually get cut out. And if I click save, you can see that those parts have been removed. Then you can change the scene volume. So if you have an important part of the video, you can assign it high voice but low music. And let's see how it sounds now.
And I'm like, I gotta stop. So I woke up today, because today's December 1st. I'm like,
yeah, you barely hear the music here at all. And the next feature, and this was mind-blowing for me, you know those punch-ins when the camera zooms in on an important moment just to emphasize the significance? Yeah, so the way it works in here, let's say for example, you have a separate scene because I enjoyed October, the suck. Let's say you want to have it with a punch-in effect. All you have to do is you have to press this emoji on the right-hand side. And once it opens up, you put in force punch-in. Save. That's it. You cannot preview it. It's gonna be the export, but in a few clicks, you added keyframes that actually take seconds to do in the normal video editor, but it accumulates and it adds like minutes or maybe hours of work. And next on the list is translations. You can find it at the top, and the way they work is you just simply press on the language you want to have it in, and there are 5 languages available. You just press, for example, Portuguese, and you click translate. And it takes around like 15 to 30 minutes to translate an 8-minute footage, and it only translates the subtitles. The way it will work is you copy this exact part in Spanish, then you navigate back to the storyboard and you click edit subtitles and you put in the new subtitles, and now the subtitles are actually going to be Spanish. Then comes the music, and they have a feature called smart background music where they basically apply a music that they think will fit the best. Just because we have podcast, I'm going to turn this off. Let's go into settings. You can turn on the studio voice if, for example, the audio does not sound good, and the subtitles you can just change the color or the drop shadow, but I'm pretty happy with them. So let's now click export. Alright, and the video is now ready. That took around 15 minutes, so let's preview it. So the first and the most important thing for me was the 8-second part, when we added the camera zoom, the keyframe, and I want to see how well it performed for that scene. Let's see it now.
Christmas or something like that.
Right.
But this month I'm back to the grind.
Are you?
Because I enjoyed October.
Okay, good. So the jump in effect is actually working, and it was just per scene. And the second part was the jump cut after he says
suck when it's over.
It straight away cuts it. And the third part was the Spanish subtitles. Yeah, so the Spanish subtitles are there. Okay, that is great. And if you want to take it a step further, you can even turn it into shorts with the same subtitles. Those are like theme pages that go viral all the time, where they just post something like from Joe Rogan with subtitles, and it's just a lot of effects and so on. And this is how it can be done in a very easy way. But the last part that comes into play is audio. If you put all the pieces together and you have to put your voice over it, your voice is not gonna sound podcast straight away, because you would have to buy, you know, those expensive microphones that cost up to 400 for this. This is pretty much like the most popular podcast microphone. So the question is, how do we use AI to turn crappy trash microphone into a studio one? And this is when Adobe Podcast comes in. So I actually decided to try it myself. I'm gonna record my own audio on a very bad old, this is like a 5-7-year-old phone. I'm gonna upload it here and I'm gonna see the results and compare it to the microphone that I have with a lot of filters on them. This is a test audio, assuming you're doing TikTok. I have a lot of background noise. There is a fridge 2 meters away from me. Okay, now I have the video, but it only accepts audio files. You would have to go into an audio extractor tool, and in just a few seconds you've got your WAV file. So now I dragged it into the Adobe Podcast, and I'm really excited to see how well it does it. Okay, here is the before. This is a test audio, assuming you're doing TikTok. I have a lot of background noise. There is a fridge 2 meters away from me. And now I turn on enhanced speech, and let's see how well it does it. This is a test audio, assuming you're doing TikTok. I have a lot of background noise. There is a fridge 2 meters away from me. One thing that I was really surprised about, it suppressed my breathing. And it does look like I'm in a studio, like you can see a lot of effects that are being applied to it. But yeah, overall, I'm extremely happy with the results, considering that you just drag and drop an audio file and you're good to go. Alright, and that brings me to the end of the video. Overall, we are seeing so much progress happening for the marketing part. We can now have text to video, so instead of like paying for stock footage, instead of like shooting it yourself, you can shoot as simple as dropping coins on the table and putting it into flower petals that like go over the area. It's all about creativity now. And while still AI didn't fully replace our creative aspects, it's better to use them. I hope I saved you hours of time, and in the future I plan to share a lot more tools in those condensed videos, so if you liked it, consider subscribing, please. And I'll see you in the next one.